Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how to make a general ledger chart of accounts report so that you can use it to print out, to highlight commonly posted to accounts. This can be useful for yourself when you're just learning to use QuickBooks Online and you have a new general ledger chart of accounts. It can also be useful if you're training somebody else who's not familiar with your chart of accounts. So let's get started. Let me show you what I tend to do. Here we are in QuickBooks Online. I'm going to come down to Reports. And I'm going to click Standard, and I'm going to type up here in the search bar Account, and I'm looking for the report Account List, and I'm going to come up here to Customize. I'm going to click Header Footer, and I'm going to change the words Account List to read Chart of Accounts. And then I'll click Run Report. Now, next, I'm going to click the gear, and I'm going to click Show More, and I'm going to turn balance off. Just click anywhere up here to get it to refresh, and you may have to click a few times. All right, so now we have lost our balance column, and I want to expand the account column so we can see the entire name of accounts. And I'm going to scroll to make sure that that works for everything. Yeah, let's make it just a little wider. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I believe that's going to work. And detail type. Okay, I'll be honest with you, I really don't care much about the detail type. I personally have not found a use for it to date. Perhaps there is a use and I'm just not familiar with it. But you're going to see that when we get down to the expense section, especially, I tend to use other miscellaneous service costs. You could use that. You could use other business costs. You could just ignore it for all I care. However, I will leave it up here. And then I want to expand the description column. And the reason is, you'll notice, let me scroll back to the top. You'll notice I've got some little notes. Again, these are my personal notes that I like to put in this report when I'm setting this report up for a client. And if you were going to set this report up for yourself, I would highly consider doing so as well. And you can put descriptions in all of these if you'd like, if it helps you remember what they're for. I typically find that most people kind of know what some of them are for, maybe even most of them are for, but they want some reminders for some that they're not real familiar with. Either way, suit yourself. Right here, I just said, look, if you don't track inventory, do not post here. At the same time, if I disable inventory, it will create a brand new inventory account. In fact, you'll see that there are already 2 inventory asset accounts. I had to make one unique. I guess I could actually just take the S off of that one. We don't need that. But all that to say, QuickBooks Online created this report. And if I make it inactive, it'll pop back in there. To me, it sounds more like a bug, but it is what it is. Okay. Again, uncategorized asset, don't ever post to that account. Accountants, we don't like the words uncategorized, miscellaneous, other. No, we don't do well with those. Now, in this case, there is a parent account, this being the parent, and these accounts underneath it before the colon being sub-accounts, also known as child accounts. And whenever you have a parent and sub-accounts together, you never post to the parent. The parent is there simply to sum up what's in the subs or the children accounts. All right, and as we scroll down, you'll see that I continue to have some little descriptions here, or notes is what I call them. Opening balance equity, never ever post anything to this account. Sometimes things will still slip in there. So for instance, if you're opening a new checking account and it had a previous balance, maybe you're starting your file at the beginning of 1 year, but it had a carryover balance from a prior year. If you enter an opening balance when you're setting up that account, it will put the other side automatically to opening balance equity. Well, as an accountant, your accountant, your CPA, we're going to want to know, where did these funds come from? And so you have to address that as well. And a lot more QBO created, do not post here type accounts. And then we get to the bottom here, and yeah. So this chart of accounts is laid out in very logical fashion. I've never seen a CPA, an accountant that I've set up this for. When I set this up for the clients, I've never heard a CPA complain about it at all. In fact, they tend to like it. It's laid out logically. It's laid out with you in mind. It's also laid out with tax returns in mind. And yeah, so feel free to use this if you wish. So what do I do from here? Well, I've got it looking, on screen the way I'd like for it to look. So I'm going to now click Save Customization. The default name, it takes on the name of the report, Chart of Accounts. I'm going to share it with all. That way, any user, being an accountant user or just a regular company administrator or a regular user, we can all see this report. Okay, and then I'm going to save it. So now when I come back over to my report list, scroll up, and I click Custom Reports, you can see I have 3 reports, and there's the one I just created. Okay, and you can see that I am the creator of this report, all 3 reports in this case. So now when I want to access this report, I just click here, and it's already formatted for me. And I can also go over here and I can print this report. Okay, I can either go with it on portrait or I can do landscape, either way. And I've told it to repeat the page header being this information as well as this information. And yeah, that's it. So I highly recommend that you take advantage of this video and create right now a report for yourself that's just like this one, or at least very similar to this. And I wish you all the best. And let me know if you have questions in the comments section below. All right, make it a great day.